Hi, team. This is George. Appreciate all the effort you're putting into class so far. I wanted to go over our assignment that's going to be due on Monday. So let's jump in here. Here are the directions. So part two is what's going to be due on Monday. And here in our directions, you're going to review and implement any comments from your instructor in part one. I'll make sure that is back to you by tonight. Describe a participant that you observed. So that's going to be a description. So here's how I would set up the paper if I were you. You do not have to follow this, but if I were you, this is what I would do. Review and implement any comments. So I'll give you comments today, and then you could just implement them as you see fit. But for the paper, I would do a title page. You can go to Purdue OWL and they'll give you an example of a good title page. Title page, you don't have to write an abstract for this one. And then the first part, see out here where it says summary, paper of observing findings for each area and development. So in this part, in the beginning of the paper, have two paragraphs. They're just a summary of what you looked at, why you observed it, and some what you found. And then you get into this piece here. So then you're going to get into number two here, and that you're just going to use participant as the heading. So you're going to put in bold, left justified, participant. And then you're going to have all this here. And then, so this is kind of demographic data here. Then your initial impressions. So you want to explain who this person is. So use a paragraph, 2 paragraphs to explain who this person is. Do more than just list off a set of demographic data. And then you're going to analyze your findings for each area of development. Well, each area that you did, you're going to simply use that as a heading, and you're going to restate what you did in part one as well, which was up here with your bullet points. So what I would do is just copy those same bullet points there, and then I would go in and explain about it. So boom, that's going to take up more room as well. And you're going to have multiple of these. So how many of them are we doing? We're doing 1, 2, 3, 4. If you broke down social and emotional separately, things like that, however you went about it, but you're at least going to have 4, a minimum of 4. That's going to take up 1, 2, 3 to 4 of the pages right there. So it's very simple to fill up that 4 to 6 pages that we're talking about. And then what stood out the most to you about the observation, and then you're going to include two credible sources, your references. These aren't going to count as your page count, but what stood out to you most, and then you're going to do a conclusion, which is going to look very similar to the summary and the introduction that you wrote, and that is going to take up 4 to 6 pages very easily. I'm also attaching this short little template to put in there that you can use if you like. You do not have to use a template. So just take a look at it. If you want to use it as a guide, please do. If not, please don't use it. It is absolutely okay.